Today in this video, we are going to know how to join Indian Air Force ground duty, its selection process, eligibility criteria, related exams and those exams syllabus and pattern. If you are also interested to know how to join flying branch and technical branch, check out the links provided in the description below. So before getting into the video, don't forget to subscribe my channel Preet's Vlog. Try answering this question. What is the number of air squadrons that currently Indian Air Force is operating? Do let me know your answers in comment sections below. Ground Duty Branch is one of the few branch of Indian Air Force which you can join as an officer. For all graduates, postgraduate students, you can join Ground Duty Branch of Indian Air Force through AFCAT entry. AFCAT is conducted by Indian Air Force and the only way to join GDOC. Managing human and material resources, the Ground Duty Branch is the mechanism that steers the Indian Air Force. Let's know some of the general eligibility criteria for ground duty branches. Your age should be 20 to 23 years for graduates and 20 to 25 years for postgraduates at the time of commencement of course. Upper age limit relaxed up to 26 years for law graduates of 3 years and up to 27 years for CA, ICWA, MEd and PhD courses. Marital status for candidates below the age of 25 years must be unmarried. Your nationality should be Indian, and for this course both male and female are eligible to apply. To join the first four branches of ground duty of Indian Air Force, that is administration, accounts, education, logistics, one has to clear Air Force Common Admission Test AFCAT and Engineering Knowledge Test EKT. And for meteorology branch, the entry is direct entry as per eligibility. This exam AFCAT is conducted twice in the month of February and August. Advertisements inviting applications for AFCAT are out in June and December. Candidates are to apply as per the advertisement. This test is conducted all across India by the Indian Air Force. The question paper will be available in English language only. Duration of the exam will be of 2 hours. The total number of questions asked in the exam will be 100 and for correct answer you will be awarded 3 marks and for incorrect answer you will be deducted 1 mark each. This exam consists of 4 sections, namely numerical ability, general awareness, verbal ability in English and reasoning and military aptitude test. General awareness is designed to test the general knowledge of the applicant. It will have the questions to test aspirants' awareness of ongoing current events in various fields around the world. The main topics along for this section are history, sports, geography, environment, culture, defense, art and culture, international current affairs, politics, civics and basic science. Next section is verbal ability in English. As the name of the section suggests, this segment will assess the student's knowledge, proficiency and comprehension in English language. Important topics for this section are comprehension, fill in the blanks by choosing the appropriate word, error detection, sentence completion, synonyms and antonyms, testing of vocabulary, tenses and basic grammar. Next is quantitative ability. This section will test the basic mathematical ability of participants. It is considered to be a relatively scoring section, though the level of difficulty for this section is moderate to high. Important topics for this section are decimal fraction, simplification, average, ratio and proportion, simple interest, profit and loss percentage. Then comes numerical ability section. The standard of numerical ability questions will be of matriculation level. The standard of questions in other subjects will be of graduation level. And the last section is reasoning and military aptitude. This section is the most important segment as maximum questions are asked in this section. Candidates' mental and military aptitude is tested. The difficulty level is moderate and approximately 35 questions are asked from this section. Important topics asked from this section are verbal skills and spatial ability, data interpretation, embedded figure, missing character, sets based on arrangements, rotated blocks, hidden figures and analogy. Now let's discuss about the first branch of ground duty of Indian Air Force, that is the administration branch. It is responsible for the efficient management of both human and material resources. Some of the officers of the administration branch are selected and trained to carry out the following duties also. As a traffic controller, which involves maintaining an orderly flow of traffic and airspace management, and as fighter controller, which involves close contact and supervision between the radar and for effective airspace management. Here, men are given both permanent commission and short service commission officers, and for women, only short service commission officers are given. Educational qualification. Graduation degree in any discipline with a minimum 60% marks in aggregate in all papers put together, or post-graduation degree or equivalent diploma in any discipline with a minimum 50% marks in aggregate in all papers put together. And even graduation with 60% are candidates who have cleared Section A and B examination of Associate Membership of Institution of Engineers India or Aeronautical Society of India from a recognized university with a minimum of 60% marks are equivalent. And the next branch is Accounts branch, which is responsible for efficient financial management of funds. Here you will also act as internal auditor to ensure a zero defect audit from outside agencies. For men, both permanent and short service commission are given, and for women, only short service commission are given. Your educational qualification should be graduate degree in commerce, that is BCom, with a minimum of 60% marks in aggregate in all papers put together, or postgraduate degree in commerce, that is MCom, CA or ICWA with a minimum of 50% marks in aggregate in all papers put together. And the next branch is Logistics branch, which is responsible for material management of all Air Force resources. You would ensure efficient supervision of inventories and involve in procurement process of various ranges of equipments. Here also men are given permanent commission or short service commission, and for women only short service commission. Your educational qualification should be graduation degree in any discipline with a minimum 60% marks in aggregate in all papers put together, a post-graduation degree or equivalent diploma in any discipline with a minimum 50% marks in aggregate in all papers put together. As a postgraduate, you can join in the following ground duty branches. The first one is Education branch, which is responsible for development of human resources within the Indian Air Force and propagation of official language in the Indian Air Force. Your education qualification should be postgraduate degree in any discipline with a minimum of 50% marks in aggregate in all papers put together. And the last branch of ground duty of Indian Air Force is Meteorology branch. As a meteorology branch officer, you would be involved handling the latest satellite imagery and state-of-the-art monitoring equipment. You would render specific advice to the operators on all aspects of weather. Your educational qualification should be postgraduate degree scored a minimum of 50% marks in aggregate in all papers of post-graduation put together, and should have studied maths and physics in graduation with minimum of 50% marks in both subjects. So for today's question, the number of air squadrons that currently Indian Air Force is operating is that the Indian Air Force currently has 30 fighter squadrons against a sanctioned strength of 42 squadrons, and is set to phase out the MiG-21 fighters in the next few years, further reducing the strength. So these were the branches and their mode of entry in Indian Air Force ground duty. To also know about how to enter flying branch and technical branch, check out the links in the description box given below. Thank you.